Hello, we're going to be going on to do some work on shapes this week. We were having a look at units of measure last week, so we've got all those under our belt and we know how to use them now. So our starters though, we've got some non-calculator starters here. We've got which is bigger and by how much, so 1.45 times 9 or 2.68 times 5, so we need to work both of those out. So to start with, 1.45 times 9. And then we're going to do 2.68 times 5. And we're going to see which is bigger and how much bigger it is. So starting with the first one, got 5 times 9. So 5 nines are 45. 4 nines are 36. Add 4 makes 40. And then 1 9 is 9. Add the 4 makes 13. We've got 2 decimal places in the question. So we need 2 decimal places in the answer, which means that the decimal point goes there. Okay, in the second one, we've got 8 times 5 is 40. 6 5s are 30. Add the 4, makes 34. Then 2 5s are 10. Add the 3, makes 13. And again, we've got 2 decimal places in our question. So we need 2 decimal places in the answer. So the decimal point goes there. So we can see that this one is bigger, but we need to find out how much bigger it is. So we're going to do 13.40 take away 13.05. If you think about that as money, you can probably get straight to the answer. If not, then we need to do a bit of borrowing because we can't do 0 take away 5. But we can do 10 take away 5, 3 take away 0, and 13 take away 13 gives us nothing. So we've got 0.35, so we can say this one is bigger by 0.35. Okay, right, second starter today, find a quarter of £37. So we can either do that by halving it and halving it again, but I wanted to take the chance to remind you about dividing when it's money. So we do 4 into 3, doesn't go. Carry 3. 4 into 37 goes 9 times. 9 4s are 36, so that means we've got 1 left over to carry. But we don't have anything to carry it onto. So remember, 37.0 is exactly the same size as 37, and then we've got something to carry our 1 onto. Remember, when you're dividing, you keep your points in line. So we're now doing 4 into 10, goes twice, carry 2. And once we've got our decimal point, we can add as many zeros as we like on here and just keep going forever if we wanted to, because remember that 37.0 is the same size as 37.00 or 37.000, as many zeros as you like. Okay? Anyway, 4 into 20 goes 5 times exactly, so we don't need the rest of those zeros. And our answer is £9.25. Okay? Alright, so what we're going on to today is some shape work. We're going to be looking at polygons today. And we're going to look at names and types of polygons and whether they are regular or irregular. Okay, so of course our first question is, what are polygons? Now, as you know, I'm 120 years old and it's a long time since I went to school, but I can definitely remember my maths teacher at school saying that a polygon is not a dead parrot. Okay, and none of us thought that was funny at the time, but it did stick in my mind. Okay, so a polygon is not a dead parrot. A polygon is, it's actually a flat. And remember, you might have come across 2 dimensions and 3 dimensions. So a 2-dimensional shape is a flat one. Okay, so a 2-dimensional shape made from straight lines. Okay, so that's what a polygon is. It's basically just a flat shape that's made of straight lines. That's it. Okay? Now, a regular polygon is one where all the sides have equal lengths. So, for example, here is, oops daisy, here's a square. Okay? So, not done a great job of drawing that, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. So we've got our square there, and all the sides on the square are the same length. All the sides were supposed to be straight, and they would have been if I'd used a ruler, which I will just see if I've got one handy. Yep, I do for next time. So a square is a regular polygon because all the sides have equal lengths. But I've got a ruler now, look. If I draw a rectangle with my ruler, then we've got a four-sided flat shape, but the sides are not all equal this time. So this is a regular polygon, and this one is irregular. Highly irregular. Okay? So what we're going to look at just now is names of polygons. Well, I've just drawn two, so I want you to pause the video just now and see if you can think of as many different kinds of polygons as you can. Okay? Pause that. Whilst you're doing it, I'm going to draw some. Okay, right, I have just drawn several polygons there. Each time I've added an extra side to a polygon. Now, just going to quickly show you. It's okay if the sides mean that, like, you've got a corner going in rather than all the corners going out. Okay, this sort of a shape is still a polygon as long as it's drawn with straight sides. Okay, so we've got quite a few different polygons drawn there. So let's see if we can go through and find the names of them. Okay, now I would assume that you know that this is a triangle and that this is a square. But I think some of you might part company with me here because you might not know what the others are called. Okay, the next one has 5 sides. The next one has 6, 7, 8. Let's see how many sides this one's got. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this shape here is actually, see that one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those two are actually the same kind of polygon. Okay, this one here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sides. Okay, so this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so the reason I'm doing that quite quickly is because we're actually going to go on and do a table just now and look at the names of different kinds of polygons. Okay, so if you've got a shape with 3 straight sides, what's it called? Well, it would be a triangle, wouldn't it? And is a triangle a regular polygon? Well, that one looks sort of like it might be, but what if I drew a triangle like that? Those 3 sides are certainly not all the same length. So this is a triangle, so it can be regular or not. Okay, it can be either regular or irregular. Okay, are there any other 3-sided shapes apart from triangles? No, there aren't. Okay, let's think about four-sided shapes. Okay, we've already looked at a square and a rectangle. Okay, now a square, remember, is a regular polygon because it's got all sides equal. A rectangle is not a regular polygon. Okay, but besides square and rectangle, look, here's another four-sided shape. That's not any shape that we know the name of, is it? So there are so many, we can just keep going. Even if I just draw two lines and then join up the ends, every time I do that, I'm going to get a four-sided shape. And there is a general name for four-sided shapes, which starts with quad, because of quad meaning four. So quads are four babies that are born at the same time, and a quad bike has four wheels. A quadrangle is an area that's got four sides, and a four-sided shape, I'm going to stop talking whilst I write it. As you know, can't always talk and write at the same time. So quadrilateral is the general name for a four-sided shape, and it can be regular or it can be irregular. Okay. There are other four-sided shapes which we're going to be looking at in a couple of days, but we're going to go on to see if we know what the five-sided shapes are called. Okay, and five, we start with pent. So you can have a pentathlon in sports. There's the pentagon in America. Pent means five, and actually it is a pentagon. Okay, and you can have regular ones or irregular. Okay, what about a six-sided shape? When we think of the bit at the beginning, it's going to be agon again, and the prefix that means six is hex, hexagon. Okay, and again, you can have a regular hexagon or an irregular one. A seven-sided shape, again, there is another sporting event that has 7 different disciplines in it, and that's called a heptathlon. So hept is the bit of the word that means 7, agon. Okay, and again, yes and no. You can have regular or not. Okay, 8-sided. Okay, now you probably know 8-sided. Think of an animal or a sea creature that's got 8 legs or 8 tentacles. So it's an octopus. So oct, agon. Okay, and of course you could draw a regular octagon or you can draw an irregular one just by starting out drawing lines. Okay, we're going to keep going. We're going to do 9, 10, 11, 12. We're randomly going to do 16 because I happened to look it up for something else this week. And we're going to do 20 as well. Okay, so 9, the prefix is non. 10, the prefix is dec. 11, the prefix is basically 110, so it's endec. For 12, it's dodec. For 16, I looked this up, it's hexadec. And for 20, it's icos. Okay, so we've got a nonagon, a decagon, endecagon, dodecagon, hexadecagon, and icosagon. And for all of these shapes, you can either draw one where the sides are all the same length, or you can draw one where the sides are not all the same length. Okay, so we've got all the names there, all the shape names, right up to 12. And then we've got 16 and 20 randomly after that, just because I happen to know what they are. Now, just a quick question before we go. Why did we start at 3? Why didn't we start at 2 or 1? And the answer to that is, well, try and draw a two-sided shape that's got straight sides? Well, there's one side. There's nowhere else that I can draw another side that's going to give me a two-dimensional shape, is there? Because it's not complete. Okay? If I draw the other side on it, it makes it a triangle. And it's the same with a one-sided shape. Well, it's not a two-dimensional shape, is it? It's a one-dimensional line. So you can't draw a two-dimensional shape with one or two straight sides. Okay? You can draw a circle, which has one side. You can draw a semicircle, which has two sides. But remember, to be a polygon, the sides have to be straight. Okay? So tomorrow, what we're going to be doing is looking at different kinds of triangle, and then the day after we're looking at different kinds of quadrilaterals. Okay, so I will see you then. If you can have a go at the practice questions, that would be fab. See you later.